Hello, thank you for watching Tucker Source's first YouTube video. We all know Tucker Man in His Dream, famous for Tucker vehicles. Let's take a few minutes and look at a real Tucker car. This is the 1948 Tucker 48, named after Preston Tucker, and the year it was produced in 1948. This is a Franklin engine, originally made for a helicopter. It's got 166 horsepower, lots of torque. If you're trying to identify these cars, don't start by just simply looking at these plates, because this says 14. This car is actually number 12. During the filming of the movie, the plates were removed to put on dummy plates. And after the movie was being wrapped up, they put on the incorrect tags. Another way to identify the cars, if you have pictures of a reddish Tucker, number 3 was owned by George Lucas. It's currently in California. Number 4 is in Japan. Number 8 is in Chicago. Number 12 is this one again. And number 20 is also in Japan. The first 25 have the gas tank in the fender. The next 25 would be in the front fender. And the Tin Goose, which is in Pennsylvania with number 13, the gas tank is actually on top of the fender. With a completely different engine and many other different parts. We'll get to that later. You had very many safety features, one being this cut line in the roof. It makes it very easy to enter and exit the vehicle with, more headroom and large hats. You take a look on the inside, you have lots of room. There is nothing on this dash. He saved on parts, he saved on labor, he saved money by putting things like the glove box in the door. If you in it, first thing you want to do, most well-known thing about this car is it's the first one with seatbelts. Well, actually, they were never made with seatbelts. He was just the first person to come up with the idea from his racing history. This has a radio. They do not all have radios. It's the push button. This one says Tucker on it. Some of them just have numbers on it. This one also has a cigarette lighter, which is not on all of the vehicles. I am sitting into what's known as part of the crash cowl and the bench seat, which is actually interchangeable. They're identical. He did that because he wanted to reduce the wear on the drivers and the passenger, because that's where most people would be sitting. It's a pretty good idea. Padded dash, pop-out windshield, crash cowl. Not sure how that works. Have an accident, you have enough time to crawl in here, but you don't have enough time to turn your Lincoln steering wheel. The glove box I mentioned, and the door. Also, the push button to release this door I don't want to do on this side because it's too close to the railing, but I'll show you that in a moment. A lot of horn buttons, or actually, it's not horn buttons, the horn is on the floor right there. A lot of steering wheel buttons are different. Some of them came from jukeboxes, some of them came from other sources, but if you want to keep your Tucker original, you would keep this in there because none of the Tucker buttons were delivered until after the plant closed. So this would be more original. 2 radio buttons and controls on the dash. Your mileage would be 27,435.3, but I'm assuming that's 127,000. Another unfinished item in this car would be the labels placed on the dash. A lot of owners put them on there after receiving their cars. This is that push button. This is my headroom. Being 6'4" makes it pretty easy to get in and out. We have hubcaps. This is not the only style. There's different slits. Going back to the rear of the car again, I'll show you. This one's actually reversed to where when it turns, there's no air coming in here to cool the brakes. We've got the grille, because it's a rear-wheel drive car. Fairly simple to work. Push forward, push down. And we'll just take a quick look at the most famous part about this car, the Cyclops center light that actually turns with the steering wheel in the direction that you're facing.